What's up, guys? It's Mr. Jamvid, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. And yeah, we're gonna be using this team. It was posted by Spooky Z, one of our headmasters in the academy. And yeah, I think it was built by a player called John W. So that's what it said. I don't know if he passed it to him or, but I believe he qualified for the OLT first cycle. Yep. So, I'd assume this team was consistent enough. And so we're going to be using it. Yeah, also, guys, if you have any teams, go in the link, but go in the description and you'll have a place that says post your teams. As I was looking through my build, I was like, I'm not really feeling any of these teams. And feeling it doesn't mean the team is bad. It just means that I don't feel like using maybe that particular playstyle right now. So we got somebody who's 1792. This is more on the bulkier end. No real offensive powerhouses in this one, other than if you want to consider Carmichael Fable. My Landers is pretty mixed defensive. I actually didn't check the stats. And I should have imported the team. So it's a lot of defense, but it still has a good bit of. I did not mean to click. I did not mean to click a move there. So these things can sometimes have glaciate. I mean, Lander was the best bet anyway, but I didn't formulate a game plan or nothing, So it's obviously not what we want. So let me see. If he was rocking Glaciate, what's his future sight switching? Slowbro walls, 1, 2, potentially 3, 4. So on the off chance this is a Thunder variant, Final Gambit, shit. That's not the worst thing in the world. Heatran wasn't the best matchup. Lando being gone would have been far more important. The Dracozolt does not have Sand Rush. Oh, it does. It's probably just Gigalith. So everything is grounded as far as I can tell. Everything is intimidatable. Slowbro walls, 1, 2, 3, everything except, well, I need Clef for Dragonite, but everything except I don't trust the speed tier here. As much as I'd want a U-turn, he may have Random Ice Beam or Banded Ice Punch. That's why I went to Lando first. Yep. So we're gonna Soft Boil here. Okay, so he just leaves it in. We're gonna have Moonblast here. Please, for the love of God, do not. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna Soft Boil once again. Nice. Arnett is doing 33. I can risk another softball here. Okay. Let's go to the thing is, my Clef isn't the most important thing in the world. It's just that. Let me think. Future sight as what comes in. Maybe Dracozolt. What? Thunderbolt does 45%. Where am I? Where am I? I wonder if Flamethrower would be his last move. So we're gonna go to Torn because it's mid-ground. Yeah, I was like, he probably has Flames. Okay. So, obviously the D9 dies here. If he leaves it in, he's gonna go for what I'd assume would be like a Ice Beam, something of that nature. I want to be careful of his Como. Yeah. Future Sight knocks him out. I'm really not sure what the fuck's going on, but my Slowbro is a little lower than I'd like. Choice Banded Thunder Punch wouldn't kill me. Como comes in, so we'll Future Sight here, unless he has Clangorous. No, I don't want to play around with that. So Melmetal comes in. I'm assuming it has Toxic or something if you switch Melmetal in on. Okay, it's just Likely Bandit, Thunder Punch. How much defense do I have? I have a lot of defense, so that's probably Bandit, Thunder Punch. So we're punishing. So Leech Seed is far more important here. Okay, he has superpower and he's not Bandit, which means he's significant. So now Clef can potentially beat every member on his team. And Landers can potentially beat every member on his team. I just want to be careful of the Kamal. The future side came through. So for him to do any work, he'd have to go Kamal, right? Which allows us to future side again, because now I'm at full. Kamal is an interesting one. So there's Melmetal. Thing about his Melmetal is that it's not banded, so teleport into because he's not banded, I would have regen most of what he'd do. I'm just like thinking about, okay, well, what are the ways this could go poorly? It's definitely Bolt Beak. What's his face? So let's pick up a KO here, unless he wanted to go to. So that's his Clef check gone. Like if he goes for the Clangorous Soul Blaze here, it puts me in a spot where the Dracozolt could win. But if he boosts here and has any special, that's a problem. Yeah. Okay. My Torrent probably can take a hit. So what we're gonna do is go to Ferrothorn here on the off chance it doesn't KO. Excellent. Boom Burst. Okay, that makes sense. We no longer need Torn, but if possible, I'd like for him to waste a turn going for Clangorous. I don't know why he would, but if it's possible, he does. Okay, excellent. I figured he'd Boom Burst there. But he does waste a turn, so now we can soft boil. See Boom Burst now. So as you can see, very troublesome. How do you get to 1800 and you're complaining about switching? Guys, that's what I'm telling you guys. Like, you guys can easily beat these guys. Like, there's very little difference. I just played somebody that's damn near 1800 and he's complaining about switching. Like up one of the most basic, one of the only 3 actions you can take in Mons. Crazy. So we're gonna get into the next game. That's why I said those guys are the most dangerous, right? Because literally no game plan, very little thought going on in his turns. And so you can be playing the game. Like in that game, I had the tools to defensively outlast him, so I didn't have to predict a bunch. I'm like, okay, I'll just find out what he has. So for example, you know, not allowing him to toxic my Slowbro, because how critical it was. He hit Iron Head, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Dragonite, which, you know, I can see a case where that works. But it just, again, emphasize, I know so many players that I'm training who could easily beat a player of that caliber. But mentally they feel like they're lesser than, and so once they see, oh, he's at 1700 or 1800, you know, they start playing like they don't have any sense. Which again, you know, something you have to get over, but have fun, bro. It's just interesting. So this guy is 1753. Oh, looking at his team, I gotta be careful of Weavile. Very careful of Weavile. And his Heatran. And his Slowking Galar. His offensive threats are mainly Weavile and Heatran. But nuisance-wise, he has a couple of them. So my Torn is a huge issue for him. Spikes plus Torn. Where am I getting spikes up? I'm getting spikes up versus Landorus, Tangrowth, and Tapu Fini. Calm Mind, Clefable is a potential win con as well. Calm Mind, Clefable is certainly a potential win con with Slowbro's purpose in this one. Future Sight forces in Slowking and Heatran, who don't like coming in on okay, Rock Spikes, Weavile. Okay, so since Weavile is my biggest concern, along with Slowking, so he starts off with Landorus, and I'm thinking about, okay, you know, what's the greater evil here, right? I could Ferrothorn here as he Toxics or gets rocks up. His Landorus being toxic is actually a big deal for my Clefable, so I'm open to trading this. Yeah, and we'll get this Hazard Party going. I could have went Ferrothorn there, but if he rocked, his Landorus gets away. I think my Landorus being toxic, let's say it's a speed tie, so he's 217 speed, which is good information to have. And even if he goes to Tapu Fini to defog, I get to remove an item here, which will likely be Heatran or get up a spike depending on which one I want to do. He doubles to Tran, which surprises me, particularly because I have terrain up. And Slowbro isn't like, I don't say it's not necessary, but it's not like a game definer. I'm pretty sure either he doesn't have defog or he just didn't want my Ferrothorn in. But Slowbro makes the most sense here. Again, terrain is up, so he's Stealth Rocker. Okay, he's just committing to rocks. Okay then. So Scald here is quote unquote free. Future Sight along with them, then deal with Sludge Bomb. Is that better? And Gruff Gear. Yeah, Future Sight is fine here. He Sludge Bombs this turn, which does 40% and gives me a Future Sight. Which makes me know he's not Sludge Bombing the next one, but it doesn't matter if he does. If he commits to the Future Sight, then, as I said, Slowking and, if he commits to not going for Future Sight and Sludge Bombing, Slowking Galarian is the only thing that he has that can really take me on. But he did a ton to my Slowbro, so he has some special attack investment. So I have a couple options here. Landorus coming in would obviously scare him out into Tangrowth, and then Tangrowth in versus Torn would then leave Future Sight coming in with Heatran. No, I don't need to do that. I can just get Heatran in now. I can just get because if I remove the Heatran's item or I remove this thing, the Assault Vest, then we're setting up for that Clef endgame. But we have to be very careful. He actually opts directly into Weavile, maybe expecting defog. That was actually a big misplay, going hard Weavile there. I guess just because of the boosts. I disagree with the Weavile play, because now your Weavile is going to get punished heavily, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go for a knock. I actually don't want my item gone on this, but I also don't want Heatran's item gone. I also don't want Ferrothorn is too damn good. So what am I playing for in the end game? More Heatran. Yeah, I think Heatran's a little less useful. I'd rather have Ferrothorn. The SD's just a misplay. Because knockoff doesn't kill from 79, if I recall correctly. Unless I'm mistaken. Calc. I'm pretty sure Knock doesn't kill from here. Heatran. Oh, he's special defensive. Weavile. Custom set. +2 knock. Whoa. That's Life Orb. Okay. Lychee Berry. 81 to 95. If he's Jolly, it does 73 to 87. So he does KO me. 73 to 87. Okay. Can't be helped. So Landorus goes down here as he double knocks. Makes sense. I just need to force the Weavile out anyway. I wouldn't be shocked if Heatran came in here. But as I said, my endgame mon is Clef. And because his Lando is toxic, I can really play towards that. Okay, so it gives me Weavile to trade for Ferrothorn, which is huge. Because Weavile is just one of the biggest threats to my team. Things are about to get interesting. He 100% goes for Magma Storm here. I don't think he has a lot of luxury to Earth power. Yeah. The question is Magma Storm toxic. Depending on his speed tier, outspeed. But that's not even what's important because I could go Torn, U-turn, knock. Or I could go hard slow bro here on his knock. Which one do I care more about? Okay, he lets me hit his trend. And I don't think he'll knock me out right. So that was a huge misplay. Oh, it's a speed tie. That's twice we speed tied this game. So he was going to give up his Heatran, which is interesting. He was going to just sack it because he was going to leave it in on the rocks. So it's in my best interest to I'm surprised he knocked. Surprised he not there. So we're going to spike. Ooh, what? This dude right here, man. I'm saying this dude right here because he risked Focus Blast and risked well, I need actually Torn Asleep. I need Heat Wave, Torn. I need Torn's actually just good in general. Well, something I didn't factor in was his Finny being CM. That's something I didn't respect enough, I don't think. And it might end up biting me in the butt. We'll see. Toxic, yeah. So we teleport here. I didn't respect his Finny being CM enough. That would explain why he risked Tangrowth. But his Weavile was actually a lot bigger of a problem than I respected. I should have U-turned with Torn. I couldn't risk SD. I never thought SD was one of his options. So I should have U-turned there. The U-turn damage would have done enough to where but I'd assume it'd do enough to where Rocky Helmet would kill it. Because he'd have to hit me twice because Knock wouldn't kill, or if he triple axle he died. But I didn't respect him being CM Finny. And with terrain up, that's a problem. But maybe we can do something here. So U turns out, which is best case for me. Yeah. Primarily because this gives me the Clef setup I need. Because his initial switch to Clef will likely be Slowking, and that'll give me 2 CMs. He probably thinks I have Hurricane. Yeah, so you leave the Tangrowth in. So I don't have to worry about Sleep Powder with that. I didn't play this. I don't like how I played this one. I didn't respect all of his potential win cons enough. And so he's giving me the Slow King's item. Now he's not playing the end game the most optimally, but like I'm the one who gave him even a shot to be in this game, you know. Through teleport's my play here because it allows for me to back to Tauren and double knock. So Landorus is here, does 7%. Him going Heatran here would actually be really bad for me. So him intimidating, which would allow for, if I kill this, no, my best bet here. Actually, if he U-turns, that would suck for me. Okay, go Slow King. I can deal with Slow King. Or I can deal with Slow King might not be the most accurate statement there. I can Slow King isn't the worst thing in the world for me. Especially if he doesn't get the poison. Ooh. So knock here because we have to get the free setup, and because of my high SPDEF investment, it might be sufficient. I was trying to play it in a way where Slow King wouldn't be it, but I think he knows there's no way Heatran has taunt. Toxic has to be his last move. If it does, then it sucks. Like, it's again very sloppily played on my end, because now I leave a lot of room for variance. I didn't think Tangrowth could touch me. I should have respected Weavile more, because I don't have a hard Weavile counter if Clef is my win con. Because generally you think, okay, you know, if push comes to shove, I can use Clef. But if Clef is your win con, then you can't play like that. And then I had nothing else for the Weavile. So if it's Calm Mind Finny, he played well to his end game. He goes hard Finny, which is what I wanted. Please hit. Please hit. Because he might taunt this turn. Please hit. He's Nature's Madness. Oh shit. Come on. Fuck. That's huge. That just lost me the game. I'm pretty, well, I don't know if it would have killed. But if he doesn't have taunt, who doesn't run taunt on Nature's Madness? Oh, that's a huge miss. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I left the game up to a lot of variance. It could be defog. So now he gets to Nature's Madness again, and I lose. So the Thunder mattered a lot, because he'd probably have taunted again. What's my play here? Yeah, I lose. Oh, he Moonblasted. That's a misplay. I don't know why he Moonblasted. Now if his Slow King, I mean if his, no, I guess it's not a misplay. Well, it could be. If I get a special attack drop here, he taunted me Thunder. If I get a special attack drop here, he's fucked. Please get a special attack drop. Yeah, if I got a special attack drop there, he lost. So yeah, that was a sloppy game by me. Didn't respect the Weavile enough. This team doesn't deal with Weavile well, so I have to account for that in the early game. And my only dark switch in is Clef, which I can't switch into. I'm trying to think. I probably should have just stopped that game and looked back. 1925, good. At least we can get a decent bit of point back if we win this game. Now I call it one. It's 12-13, so I don't want to be taking it too close. Yeah, did not respect the Weavile enough, and I'm really Kyurem weak too. I can see how So now that I'm looking at this team, it's a very bulky team with poor cores. So it's meant to be played a bit more aggressively than a general balance, because it's, again, no real offensive prowess, right? No speed to any real meaningful extent. Torn is 650, 350. So it's like a very poor core. So it's still weak to a lot of common things. But you just have to use it enough, because I believe he lost up to like 80 or 90 games with it. So you got to see, okay, all right, let me see what, and what matchups I'm weak to and all these things, which is really important. CM Clef is my man here. For that to happen, I need to remove Clef's item. Ferrothorn, Specs, Ferrothorn. So Landers is his go-to. People tend to like to just go for Earthquake. I mean, go for Rocks turn 1, not fearing too much from Clef. Right, so this should give me a cool 50% or so, 60%. I'll take that. It's a tough crit right there. My heaviest hitter is gonna be my Heatran. Let me see. Okay, so he's probably Shed Shell, which means he knocks. Do I care? Ferrothorn. I want Ferrothorn to keep his item. Yeah. It's probably Shed Shell. I'd be shocked if it's Rocky Helmet, but because of that damage he just took. So Scizor should be the man coming in here. Yep. And now this puts me in a really good position, considering I connect. Please hit. Thank you. So again, I'm assuming that this is Shed Shell. If it's not Shed Shell, then I have it trapped anyway. So I'm gonna double Magma Storm here. Yes, please fucking connect. Sucks. But that's fine. I did get pretty lucky with the crit on him early on, and he's max. He seems to be Spadef. U-turn into Slowbro invites Kyurem though. A better play is Ferrothorn. Covers EQ, punishes on the U-turn, and it doesn't invite Kyurem. So Clef is in, which, if you see Clef, you're thinking, okay, well, you have to have the flamethrower. Torn's my best mid-ground mon. He might be the same set as me. So we're gonna knock first to see if he's Orb. Leftovers. Calm Mind. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is you wouldn't set up if you can't beat. My Heatran is really important though, as it's Ferrothorn. So I have to make the play of like, okay, which one are you? Are you Thunder or are you Flamethrower? If he's Thunder, Ferrothorn. You wouldn't switch in on Ferrothorn if you're Thunder though. He might think I don't have time. If he's Thunder, so be it. We just gotta find out. That's just the nature of a team, right? You gotta find out what. So he shows Moonblast. Okay. Okay. He knocked. I'm not keen with how this one is going, but gives me his Gives me his item. So it's flamethrower for sure. Otherwise, he wouldn't be playing like this. I could see him doubling out Lando. Gobbling out into Landers here. But if it's a flamethrower variant, then I can slow play this one a bit more, right? So we're not gonna make the generic reads. So Scald makes the most sense here. It doesn't, but it does. Thing is, if he rocks Scald, you've shown U-turn, so it's probably toxic EQ. If you anticipate, let me think, value-wise, what's the Landers' purpose here, and what am I winning with? I'll probably have to win with the Heatran. For that to happen, I'll need to have rocks gone. For rocks to be gone, I'll need Landers dead. I mean, I'll surf Scizor, which is risky as shit. It's risky as shit. Because if he got burnt, there is a wrap. So it's, you know, likely Kyurem coming in here. Specs. Okay. Okay. Spikes are starting to stack. Okay. Clef comes in. Last time I went to Slowbro. Torn makes more sense here, yup. To try to cover for my... Excellent, excellent. Toxic is irrelevant here. Not irrelevant, but it's not no game changer. Because now you have to deal with rocks. So Toxapex, Landers. And he keeps going to Clef because he doesn't want me to doesn't want me to get my health back. So right here one would assume, okay, you just Leech Seed. Yeah. My Clef, my Ferrothorn does have, so now I'll Heatran because he's like really trying not to get Heatran in. Yup. So now if I connect a move, he loses a Mon. Nice. Now my Heatran's item goes away, which sucks. But that means Pex dies. And if Pex dies, what does that mean for me? It means CM Clef plus Tran is gone. Pex isn't even the... I mean, it's his fire resist. So I'll have to play well after this. Because he's going to get my item right and die. But Landers isn't getting any health back, which is a big deal. And so U-turn would make the most sense. And he's getting... Kyurem's getting weaker. Crits there. I'm getting more and more Kyurem weak. And so your best bet here would be to keep my Landers at bay. So you'd want to knock. But I do want to keep my Clef healthy. And my Heatran healthy. These boots. So I don't think Plasma Fist can 2 KO me. I'd be shocked if he Volt switches, but yeah, okay. Which is good. I need to get these plays correct. I wouldn't be shocked if he... I wouldn't be... I could see him hard switching. But he figured, okay, well, he needs his Clef healthy. So I'm not going to hard switch out. Very surprised he's willing to play the Calm Mind War. Considering... if he gets... Maybe he just feels like he's not going to win anyway. So he's going to play the Calm Mind War. I could, because my leftovers are gone. The thing about it is I can Thunder Power you. So that's the upside I have. Because if I go to Trent, he's just going to Calm Mind and Moonblast taunt down. So please, for the love of God. And I'm faster, which is important. He's going for the luck, as we both are. I mean, I can't knock him for it. I can't knock him for luck fishing. But yeah, he's definitely like thrown in the towel, like mentally, because there's no way you just moonblast. Okay. Like if I moonblasted the turn, he moonblasted me last. It was a wrap. Yeah, he's like, okay, this isn't working. Thing about it is I'm really high on health, so bullet punch wouldn't even, but his clef is super low. I wish I got at least one fucking parry. If the clef was parried, then my Ferrothorn could Ironhead beat the clef. Okay. Roost. I've shown heat. No, I haven't shown Heat Wave. But knock is always my play here to cover for Zeraora coming in. Oh, he actually was gonna leave it in, but you know, it loses his boots. So now I Heat Wave. Yeah, I don't know why he left Sizz in. So like obviously or knock would be his best bet. So without rocks, his best bet would be to try to get up rocks somehow. If I manage to get up rocks somehow, it's a wrap. I would double switch personally, but he knocks. Now U-turn here, figuring Landorus would come in. Yep, Landorus or knock off here. Knock won't knock him out, but he should go to what's his face. So now without rocks, he's gonna struggle with beating my Heatran because he doesn't want Heatran coming in for free. But he Moonblasts. If we can get a Magma Storm hit here, it is huge. That's a KO. Okay, nice. So Scizor with rocks up dies, which would mean my Clef would win. I have a lot of leeway here, so let me figure out how I want to close this game out. Lando with rocks, Clef. He's 100% ice beaming here, but Clef, Ferrothorn's purpose. I'm actually gonna give up Pharaoh. One, to see what kind of set he is, because I think only Specs can knock me out. He has Roost. Huh. So Ironhead is what I'm going for here. So okay, so it's probably sub DD. Zeraora makes sense. And now you double switch out into Kyurem. Yep. Excellent. So the Scizor is dead, which is something I really wanted. He's gonna double switch to Kyurem again. That's fine. Because again, you're either what's that move, that item that's you're either sub freeze dry or you are yeah, DD, which Slowbro comes on and takes on. So we're in a soft boy here to keep healthy as Clef comes in, and it's heavy duty boots DD. So I know my Heatran beats everything left on his team except Landorus. So CMs, we're gonna taunt here. We're gonna PP stall out those Moonblasts. I'm not playing these games with this guy. Moonblast has 10 PP left. So we're just gonna go for Earth Power here repeatedly.
We taunt here. Yeah. His Clef comes in. If I hit this Magma Storm, it's a big deal. Oh, he sacks his. Good play. And he wastes the Magma Storm. Good play. Taunt again here. Toxic on the off chance you don't go Clef. You should always go Clef here, though. Oh, fuck. That was actually really stupid. That was actually like a really bad play. That's actually a really poor play on my end, because now I can't paralyze his Clef. So I'll have to set up my Clef before he gets to do anything. Okay. So we'll go Ferrothorn here. I've shown Iron Head. I know he's gonna Rocks and he's gonna die. So we're gonna Iron Head here. I know he has Flamethrower. This is not like some shocking new fact. I just don't want him healing the Clef, so I can set up first. So now I can go for Taunt. Which means Zero Aura comes in. Should always go Zero Aura first. It's fine. Because if I Magma Storm, oh, he goes Kyurem. Okay, bet. So the biggest threat to my Clef. Let me just Earth Power. It's good Spit F drop there. He needs to get a good roll, because he's trying to get the setup with his Clef so he can play the luck endgame. The thing is, he only has 9 Moonblasts. I have a ton. If he doesn't get a good roll on this, like I really like my position. Okay, he doesn't. I'm still weak to Rocks, but Zero has to come in. He has to attack. Yep. And that allows for me to U-turn out. Yep. Since he's intimidated. U-turn did how much? 31. I'd like more, but this gives me the free +1, which is what he didn't want. Right, and I'm faster than his Clef, so yeah, that's game. Wow. Why the LOL? You were crit fishing. That was your game plan, to crit fish. Like what is he LOLing? Like you literally were hoping that you'd crit me, because you can't outstall me. I have 18 Moonblast, he has 9. So if he's hoping to get to +6 and then do it, then you're literally crit fishing. And let's say he ran out of Moonblast and started and he crit with Flamethrower before I crit, then all I need to do is defog with Torn, and he can't beat Heatran because, you know, obviously Flash Fire. So yeah, and I just taunt until he got PP stalled. But yeah, that was one of those games where I needed to pay attention, but I lost to the 1700 dude, which obviously didn't get us very far. But I wasn't a fan of this team looking at it. I just don't have any teams right now, and I'm like, I don't want to not record, because I know I'm like, if I go dig for a team right now, because I have a call soon, 2 calls really, I might end up not recording, and I don't want to let this momentum go. So I pretty much didn't gain any ground in this live, but it is what it is. Somebody asked for ranking, or to show where we are on the ladder. Just let's roll the top 10, so that makes sense. We're about 50. Oh wait, maybe it's a little higher than that. We're 40. So to get to number 10, we'll need about 130 something more points. And it's definitely doable, even in one episode potentially, but I'd have to have a really solid team. That is just not a bunch of holes. There's not a bunch of holes, and we can get a lot of ground fast, meaning heavy hitters. Because a team like that, I have to play it slowly, because it doesn't have anything that can really ravage. So, you know, a good Specs Kyurem composition that I haven't used or a good, I don't know. When you guys give me the teams, I'll know the one, and then ideally we can go for one big run on Monday, because it's Uber Sunday tomorrow. But if you enjoyed, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.